Have you ever wanted to just hold on to somebody or an idea, something that you convinced yourself had to happen? You weren't ready, and still you pushed and pushed and pushed. The success away, the object away, the person away. I want you to take a very close look, a very conscious viewing of what you see. The starry skies, the red rocks, the snow. However you interpret this reality, and understand this is all you need. The moment that you start thinking about how you can dig your nails in to a situation, whether it's liberating yourself, healing, finding someone that's going to love you forever, just know that the end goal, the road at the end, is not going to benefit you. And I'm not being pessimistic. I'm telling you that the end of the road, literally at the end of life, means letting go of all of these things we've wanted to dig our claws into. The more that you can accept the vastness of possibility and the meaning of the gift of life, just understanding that by making it here, you've been presented with a gift. It's not easy every day, but you will get reminders. People who really love you will tell you when you need it most that you're needed, that your presence is so necessary. If it weren't here, in this place, right now, with us, we wouldn't know what to do. I mean, it's dramatic. Of course we'd know what to do, but you see what the meaning is behind saying that. Your presence is important. All you need is to let go of the idea of digging your nails into some situation and not letting go. That in fact, the process of letting go is incredibly freeing. And the process of letting go is required for spiritual and personal growth. How can that be? What if I'm making a lot of money? Well, then the process of letting go of being poor, or convincing oneself of being poor, has to happen. In order for one thing to be received, something has to be let go. I would argue that the process of letting go is the most freeing, liberating, comforting action that a human being can make. We talked about some heavy stuff yesterday. We talked about how we can encourage the reduction of negative behavior. We talked about how we need to take responsibility for those things that are happening in our lives. The moment that we project, we're simply giving up on processing our own responsibility for being out of balance. We must process that. So it's important tonight that I talk about what we need as human beings. Carry your life, that soul within you. Carry it around on display. Show everyone that you're just a child. Let them know that you're giving, even if someone's trying to hurt you. Let them know that we're all from the same spark. And when we're not in our best place, it's simply a distortion of that divine self that's trying to break through but doesn't know how. All you need is to align yourself with that original spark. That's why I focus on the stars. Why do you think Nintendo games have been focusing on it since the 1980s? This symbol is extremely powerful, often misunderstood, often labeled as something that we shouldn't look at. I think about the pentagram in particular and what it means to people at large. Just saying that word itself seems to cause tension. But then if you were to look at The Vitruvian Man by Leonardo da Vinci, you might understand a bit more about the divine mathematics that exists in this universe and the measurements that exist within the human body, and how we have the propensity to reject these things based on what we're exposed to as children, adults, in our lives. And that it is most important for us, in my opinion, to be cognizant of the symbols that are presented to us over and over again. To see these stars is to see oneself. Where we currently are in this world that we live in, that is exposed with surgical precision, we have very little room left for the mysteries of life. And it seems for me to even speak about them would cause people to feel a lack of ease and want to run the other way. And I'm at the point to say, I'm glad that there is at least one viewer here tonight, every night. And I think about whether or not this viewer really is me, coming from my own computer, or if this one viewer is my Anamkara, my soul friend that's there for me no matter what. And here's the secret. It's important to believe that this one viewer is your highest good. This is all you need. The moment you want to dig your nails in, I've said it so many times, it's because it's meaningful. Start to lose the grip on life itself in that way that it could be truly enjoyed, fruitful. All you need is love. Yes, we've heard this before. Love is directly connected to light. Light is the origin of love. Light is the origin of all things. Light is the origin of understanding, the idea of illumination. My own daughter's name, Lumine, represents light. I couldn't name my son Lumine, and I didn't want to name my son William either, for the sake of the whole junior thing. So I named him Liam, and then I gave him a powerful middle name, Yeshua. Made sure that he had a name in Aramaic. Made sure that he understood at some point in time, if someone reminded him, whether it's myself or someone that he cares about, that he should explore the origin of such a name, that in that lies the secrets to many things. Let's meditate, because I often don't take the time for us to do this. And I want us to meditate tonight together. I want us to have this time to receive. I want you to receive. There's nothing I would want more. I want you to know, before we begin, that I deeply care about you. And I say these things so that your heart heals. Every heart needs to heal so long as we are in this physical body. Make no mistake, mine too. Let's act as reflections for one another tonight. And know that we have all that we need in each other. This reflection gives us the capacity to love and to be present. Let's do another round. Inhale through the nose. This is who you really are. Let's take some more air in. Don't forget, this is who you are. Hold that breath. Let that oxygen saturate your blood. Exhale out the nose. Just let it cascade out. You don't have to force it. That's not necessary. Let's do one more deep inhale through the nose. That's a good one. Let's sip in some more air. Hold it. Feel that pressure build up. Just know that we're going to hit that roller coaster and ride it down. Let it out through the nose. Just enjoy the feeling of letting fresh air into your lungs. Probably for the first time today, you're just letting it all out, all of that stale air, and taking in new air, all that you deserve for the renovation of your body and your mind and your spirit. Now I'm going to give you a little secret. We're not going to go into Shift 108 too much tonight, but if at any point you really need to focus, you can imagine that star entering into your crown, which is just like where you would put a crown on your head, and it drops down. Imagine dropping down through your mind, through your throat, and then just resting right where your sternum is. You can imagine that. So do that at any point in time when you feel you may be overwhelmed, perhaps if you're generating too much energy, maybe my voice is too much for you. Whatever it is, just recognize it's a thought or a feeling, or maybe both, and it's all okay. Often people will ask me, well, what if I can't empty my mind? Then what's the purpose of trying to meditate? I say, well, that's the purpose of meditating, is to understand you can't empty your mind. To understand at any given time, the stream of consciousness is bringing a lot of things down the pike. It could be a fish, it could be a stone, it could be an old memory, it could be salvation, it could be bringing you to the waterfall. All it is a stream of consciousness. We can't necessarily control those things that are coming in, but we certainly can note what's coming down through the stream, and we don't have to sit in the middle of it for the sake of placating somebody or some idea. I can't have any expectations of what you're going to do with meditation. All I can do is say to you, listen, all of it is invited. Anything goes. When we're talking about the tantric self, it's the transmutation of sexual energy. Do you understand that that's why you're in a physical body? Is because of tantric sexual energy? Yes. Did you know that every single cell in your body was formed because of sex? Yes. Yes. The act of sex is what brought you here. Every single cell. So what we're going to do is we're going to get back to the source of where we were conceived, where everyone looks exactly the same. The crown and the root are one, bundled up in a fetal position. So you don't have to be in the river. You don't have to be in the stream. All you need is to get back to the origin, that divine spark, that moment where you were conceived and became life. Can you see it? Can you get back into that comfortable womb where you once were? Can you remember the sound of the water moving around and how everything was cared for, that it was all you needed? Was the simple reflection of floating in the center of all things, expansive, growing beyond anything that is in your general vicinity. You are the center of all expansiveness. If a human being were to expand to the size of a planet, it would match the growth that a fetus goes through in gestation. Just think about that. That you expanded in an exponential way, as if you were a human being expanding to the size of a planet, to the planet Earth. Wow. That's the power that brought you here. So just understand that. Your simple program that brought you to that point through gestation was just a taste of what you have for your potential. So you don't need to hold on to anyone. You don't need anyone to hold on to you. You don't need anyone to need you. These things create attachment. We want to get past attachment. If you feel love for someone, tell them. If you feel joy and want to share it with the world, share it. Watch how big your love expands in that moment. Watch how it just completely blots out whatever attachments you had before. It's eclipsing all of those things that you thought were just so important. And that's okay. We were once a little fetus at that point of conception. We thought that was everything. And then we gave in and let the process handle things for us. And when we let go and we realized all we needed was to be stationary and cognizant and connected, we stayed connected to that umbilical cord, and we went from the size of a human being to the size of a planet in its exponential rate. That was our first cell going to the point of us pushing through the white light, through the tunnel, finding ourselves, getting some help, a lot of help from Mom, and making our way through to the other side. We've broken on through. I think of the Doors. We make it through. Do you think that's the only time you're going to break on through to the other side? Of course not. Every single breath is that same experience. Every single day is that same experience. Every single year, every single life, you are breaking through to the other side. When you wake in the morning, you have broken on through to the other side. The light at the end of the tunnel is your sunrise. You have broken through. And on we go into another day. That which we see so clearly at night arrives in front row in the morning and says, check it out. Your dreams were last night. When you were staring up at the sky, I was far away. My brother, my sister, some relative, all from light. And in the morning, here I am, bringing it to reality. What's your dream? What's your dream? What is your need? Let it go. need is the confidence in yourself. You don't need guilt. You don't need to think about what you're not doing. All you need to do is be comfortable with yourself, with your heart, to know it is good, it's deserving. You're so deserving. My voice is here to let you know it's here to comfort you. You're deserving. So let's think about how we are receiving now. I want you to think you're receiving. I want you to say in your mind, I am receiving. And as soon as you start saying that, I want you to look at this. I am receiving. I am that I am. And the sunlight is bringing it right into your heart. Take a look at these symbols, take them in, allow them to sink into your mind, and you will have the most beautiful dream tonight. I promise you. This dream will tell you where things are going, where you're headed, how you're going to arrive, and that you are loved. Not because you need to be, but because your heart is open again. You are loved. And we're going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that so you know you are loved and you are receiving all that which you have imagined and dreamed. Have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourself. If you have questions, leave a comment. I'll be sure to take care of you. And if you haven't subscribed, click that button on the bottom right. Let's get this going. Let's help one another. Build this community. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful evening. Don't forget, click and subscribe. Take care of yourself.